Hey y'all, welcome to the Apple Aesthetic. I'm Rich, and this video is about how to use Apple shortcuts in a fun way to divide up chores between you and your partner or a family member. This shortcut is called the Chore Lottery, and I'm going to go into the information here. Hey, editor Rich here, and let me just pause for a moment. Before we do the walkthrough, this is what it looks like run. So you get the input. I'm going to change that to 2 days. Hit done. So partner one vacuuming one time, so therefore I will win it the other time, and I hit done. That's what the shortcut process looks like, and you don't have to run it from here. These reminders end up in my house list. You can change the list to one of your own, and down here on the bottom, you can see Irene vacuuming tomorrow at 7 p.m. and me in 2 days at 7 p.m. along with a reminder to run the shortcut again. All right, back to the shortcut walkthrough. And up at the top, we're going to assign 2 variables for each person in this relationship here. So I've got myself and then my partner Irene. Then we've got this text box here for what the name of the chore is. So in this case, it's litter box cleaning. We're going to call that back. Then we have this ask for input action, which is asking for a number for, of course, the number of days this chore is going to be assigned for. This number is for the repeat action. So by default, it always is going to ask, have a 7 in there, but you can change that 7 to 30 or whatever. Do it for the whole year. The only problem is it adds a reminder for each day. So doing it for the whole year is a lot of reminders, you can imagine. In this case, for the litter box, it's a 50-50 chance, so it's a random number between 0 and 1. And if it's a 0, that goes for Irene. So it'll put the date here from the text, and it'll format it correctly for the reminders action. Then it adds the person's name as well as the chore chosen. It'll have Irene's name there with the reminder and a time. Now, the reason I have the name of the person in the reminder action is because you cannot use reminders action in Apple shortcuts to assign a reminder, which is a feature in Apple's own app, which is a little bit annoying. I hope that's added at some point, but for now we're going to add the person's name. This does mean both people will be reminded, but because you see the name, you'll just ignore it if it's not you. So then otherwise, and those will be then for me in this case, then it's going to end the if, and it'll add another reminder for that final day there to run the shortcut again. So that way, if you do it week by week like we do, we're not forgetting to run the shortcut. Then it counts the number of items and gives us a little message saying, congratulations, you won X amount of times to first partner, and then it'll show another one for the next partner, which is, kind of fun. You get to see the immediate results of your lottery there without going into the reminders app. And it does happen very quickly. So if I run this, and I'm just gonna run it for 2 days here so I can easily delete. It immediately tells us how many times Irene won. So it looks like I won twice here. So I hit done, and then, yep, I did win 2 times indeed. Immediately, super fast to divide up the chores. So that's the run through the shortcut. Super simple. If you want to grab it, the link is down in the description. While you're adding that to your shortcuts app, consider subscribing and hitting that like button for more videos like this. When you get the shortcut, there are a couple things you can obviously change. The first thing are the names up here in the top 2 text actions. So you might want to change Rich to your name and then Irene to your partner's name. Next one is the name of the litter box. So chore chosen, that variable doesn't need to be changed, but that text box might. Maybe you don't have a litter box, but it could be like vacuuming. Then scroll down. Decide, do you want the default number of days for this ask for input action to be 7 or not? After changing default number of days, the next thing you could change is the chance. So let's say you don't want it to be a 50-50 chance. Maybe I enjoy or don't mind cleaning the litter box just a little bit, less than Irene does. So in that case, I could change it to be a random number between 0 and 2. So now, if one person is just the 0, the other person's got like a 66% chance of being chosen. So in this case, Irene will have a 33% chance of being chosen per day, whereas I will have a 66% chance. And that's because if the random number is 0, it's still only one single possibility, right? 0. Otherwise means the number was 1 or 2 in this case. That random number, you could change it to be, if the random number is 2, that still means otherwise if it's a 0 or 1. So it doesn't matter what the number there is in that first part. Now, in the reminders actions themselves, because I am calling on the variable for the first person name, the second person's name, and the chore chosen variable, if you've edited those first 3 text actions, you don't have to deal with anything here. It'll already be correctly reflected. So you can ignore that. Then you move down. And also for these last 2 actions, the same thing, because it calls on the variables, the text actions themselves, they'll already be updated in the variable, so you don't have to deal with that at all. I do hope that the shortcut helps you. Let me know down in the comments below if you grabbed it and are using it. And until the next one, we're just static out. Peace.